Hello, my people. Welcome back again to this live section. Like, we'll be actually talking about what happened in court today. For summary of everything that happened in court today, we'll be actually looking at it. You guys are also aware that they adjourned Nnamdi Kanu's court case to 29th May 2025. His court case was adjourned because of the after the cross examination. They had to say they need to adjourn his court case. So this is actually a summary of what really happened in court. Say Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's court update, 28th May 2025. They say cross examination of trial within trials begin. So this is actually what happened, because we didn't really take a look at much of what really happened. So this is the continuation of what really happened in court. It says the transcription of examination proceedings, defendants, the IPOB leader, the Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, called in as a witness to the doc, and the defense team said, "If I have a letter to deliver to you, where would it be?" And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, "DSS dungeon." And the defense said, "How long have you been in the DSS?" Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, "6 years. I have been in the custody for 6 years." And the defense said, "You mentioned to the court you were under duress when you wrote the statement." And Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, "Yes, he did." So reading on to what is happening, he said Mazen Nnamdi Kanu goes ahead to narrate to the court how he was tortured and brought to Abuja from Lagos, blindfolded, and also mentioned how Mr. Brown threatened him unless he writes a statement as they wanted. That he, Mr. Brown, had the power to make sure he was jailed. Also talked about how he was blindfolded and chained to be put in flight by the DSS as they wanted to bring him to Abuja in 2015, and also about how he was put in an underground because they didn't want him to be around someone. Says the lightning of the underground was dim. This is now what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is now bringing out evidences against the DSS. So reading on here, it says that for the network glitch. The network is so bad here. So reading on to the next thing that happened in court, because this time around Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was now narrating to the court what the DSS did to him that many people were not aware of. So reading on here, it said that He also talked about his nosebleed, how the blood that was leaving as a trial as he walked. Then the DSS noticed it and brought a doctor to him, who mentioned that they should give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 1 hour airtime so he doesn't die. Mentioned also that the videos played were heavily edited, removing the parts where the DSS officers who in fact interviewed him were threatening him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also mentioned that he was repeatedly denied lawyers even when he asked repeatedly, and at no point was a lawyer brought to him until he was transferred to Kuji in 2015. This is when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was saying that there was a time he was nose bleeding, like blood was leaving through his nose, and then the DSS noticed it and they brought a doctor to him, who mentioned that they should give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 1 hour airtime so he doesn't die. So he also mentioned that all the whole videos that were played in court today, that many of them were edited in the sense that they cut out the part where these people were torturing him. They brought out the part even where these people were threatening him, just like he said that Mr. Brown threatened him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. He said that Mr. Brown threatened him that if he doesn't write exactly what they want in that statement, that he's not going to give him 1 hour airtime. And you guys know what this 1 hour airtime means. Let me show you guys a video of what I really mean by that 1 hour airtime. This is actually what they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You guys take a look at this video. So guys, this is actually what the 1 hour airtime was, because I like, if you look at that video very well, they covered this person's face with an airbag. So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about his nose bleeding, how the blood was leaving a trail as he walked, then when the DSS noticed it, they quickly rushed and brought a doctor to him, who mentioned that they should give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu 1 hour airtime so he doesn't die. But what really transpired when the statement of giving Nnamdi 1 hour airtime? Can someone explain what happened? What's come about the 1 hour airtime? I understand he was bleeding from nose until doctor said give him 1 hour airtime so he won't die. What is the 1 hour airtime they were talking about? That is what we should be asking. What is the 1 hour airtime that these people are really talking about? So like this, the reason on to what this, I said this is exactly what they mean by giving 1 hour airtime so he won't die. They blindfolded Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, restricted air from him to the extent blood was gushing out from his nose as he walks. Even in the DSS dungeon, he was blindfolded, air restricted for him. This is horror, and this is human rights abuse. Like I showed you guys this video before. This is exactly what they mean by giving him 1 hour airtime so he won't die, because they actually blindfolded him and restricted air from him to the extent that blood was not coming out from his nose. This was exactly. So this is exactly what I mean by the 1 hour airtime. You see the way in that picture, the person that they covered his face. Now they restricted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu air, and this is the reason why you see blood was actually gushing out from his nose. So guys, reading on to the next thing here, it says that about the cross-examination that happened today, say transcription of cross-examination proceedings of the defendant as the IPOB leader. Then the prosecutor asked, was your detention approved by a court? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, no court approved my detention. And the prosecutor went further saying, when you gave the DSS your name and contacts of your lawyer, did they come? And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, they never asked for the names and contacts of my lawyers. Because you guys are aware that they said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that they denied Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they denied him access to his lawyers even until they transferred him to Kuji prison. So the cross-examination of defendants has ended and court adjourned to tomorrow, 29th May 2025 at 12 noon. Like you guys saw, like the way his court trial went today, they had to still adjourn it, saying that his trial is going to continue, which is tomorrow, 29th May. By that time, everybody has come out and everybody has brought their own witness. So it is painful that I saw that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was had to start narrating what these people, this DSS did to him on the underground, because they went further asking that's the witness, the DSS person who said that he has served, he has been in DSS for 27 years. They asked him, were you aware that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was put in a dungeon? Like he was put in in inside said, and he was like he's not aware of that. And for the fact that Master Nnamdi Kanu came out to that, started talking about the way his nose was bleeding and how blood was coming out from him as he walked. That when the DSS now noticed it, they now brought a doctor to him, and he also went as far as mentioning that they gave Master Nnamdi Kanu 1 hour airtime so he doesn't die. And many people are asking what really transpired when the statement of giving Nnamdi Kanu 1 hour airtime. Like people wanted to know what that means, and we have to understand that what this 1 hour airtime means, that these people actually restricted him from breathing, and that was why the blood started gushing out from his nose. It's because of the way they restricted him from breathing. Like, guys, this is so bad. This is what Mazen Namdekalo suffered in the hands of these people. This is what this man is going through in the hands of DSS. The fact that, every time we've seen a lawyer, Jimako, and Maxwell Lokpara, that's the lawyers of Mazen Namdi, coming out to tell us that the DSS are restricting them from seeing Mazen Namdi Kalu. They even hardly give them water. Imagine Mazen Namdi Kalu begging for water to drink. What are their plans towards this man? Do they want to buy this man? What are their plans towards him? Imagine Mazen Namdi begging them for water to drink because he was thirsty. They went as far as even restricting him from breathing, and that was what caused his nose bleeding. That was what caused his nose bleeding in the cell. These people went as far as they now had to ask the witness some question, because they know why they're asking him this question, because we found out that these DSS witness they're bringing, some of them are just liars, false witness. They're just giving false witness. They come out, they turn everything upside down, just like Master Nnamdi Kanu said that all the whole videos that were playing in court, they were cutting it out. They did not put the full videos. They only put where they did not put the parts where DSS were torturing him, because Master Nnamdi Kanu said they tortured him back to back. They tortured him, but these people have refused to play a video of where the DSS people are torturing, to show you that they know what they're doing. They want to bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down with all means, and they know that if they play that video where DSS was torturing him, it's going to mar them, and that is the reason why they started looking for every opportunity in order to bring this man down. And now they went as far as asking the witness. The defense team asked him, I observed throughout the videos played that none of the interviewers showed their face. And the defense team asked him why. The witness said that they are being protected by the law. And the defense team now asked, did you introduce yourself to the defendant before the interview? Did you tell him your real name? And the witness said, yes, I mentioned my name. And the defense said, do you know the names of everyone working in your organization? And the witness said no, that he doesn't know the names of everyone. And they went further asking, then the defense team asked him, did you enter the cell or where the defendant was confined? And the witness said, I don't really get the question. And the defense team asked, do you have underground cells in your facility? The witness said, I am not aware of that. And the defense said, are you aware that so many people detained in your custody have announced that they were kept in underground cell? And the witness said that he's just hearing it. What a blatant lie. Imagine the defense team were asking him, are you aware that many people detained in your custody have been announced that they were kept in an underground cell? Only for the witness said that he is just hearing it. This is someone who said that. This is someone who came to court and said that he has served in the DSS for 27 years. He's not someone that is not saying that he's not aware that there is an underground cell. He's not aware that they put people in underground cell. How possible is that? If someone can serve in DSS for 27 years, that means that person has been in DSS. He has been working for DSS for so long, and there's no how you will not know any secrets that is going on in DSS. To show that this is false witness, these people are just lying in the form of they want to come out, they want to say something against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So the defense team went further asking, did you hear when Showore said he was detained in an underground cell? And the witness said anybody can say anything to wipe up public sympathy. Then the defense team asked, are you aware the defendant was held in an underground cell? And the witness said, I am not aware and it cannot be true. And the defense went on further saying, did you notice your people were forcing the defendants on what to write? And witness said, nobody was forcing him. We were just trying to guide him. And the defense team said, do you observe he wore same shirt every day for the interview? And the witness said, yes. And the defense team asked, do you notice how excited he was when he asked for water? And the witness said, I did not notice. Then Paul asked, do you know someone called Mr. Brown threatened him? And the witness said, I don't know about that. The cross-examination of the trial. So after that, the judge had to give the defense team some break for them to have a little discussion. Now, if you take a look at what is really going on, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu confessed to the court today that Mr. Brown was threatening him. In fact, when he was writing the letter, they put out a paper and gave him and told him to write a statement that is going to favor them. That if he doesn't do that, that they're going to give him 1 hour airtime, in the sense that they were putting him under pressure to do a particular thing for them. And if Martin Kalu did not do, that's what Martin Kalu said. He was actually writing the statement and he was bleeding. He was writing the statement and he was bleeding, and they were pressuring him. This is to show you how bad Martin Kalu was in the DSS custody. These people were really treating him bad. They were not even pitying him at all. This shows what this man is going through. He was bleeding and they were putting him under pressure to write that statement. And according to the Mr. Brand said that if you don't write, you should write something in favor for them. That is what they told Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is so bad that this kind of thing is happening. The Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been in this DSS dungeon, just like he calls it, DSS dungeon, for so long. And these people opened their mouth to say that they were not aware that they had an underground cell. What a lie. What a lie that when I tell you guys that, you see these DSS people, they're just there to testify, to do a false witness against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And if you take a look at the way the whole thing is going, just as if these people were paid to say such a thing. And for the fact that the clip that was played in court today, you are cutting it, it was very, very bad. Now, they went as far as even playing a place where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, there was a broadcast that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did in London. He did that broadcast in London about Boko Haram. They went as far as playing the broadcast so that people would see what really took place in 2007. So, guys, I want you guys to just listen to this broadcast that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did in 2007, which they played in court today, and I'll be right back.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. The reason why we're here today is to protest the killing of innocent women and children and men all over Nigeria, especially in the northern part of Nigeria. We are not happy. We are not pleased with what is happening, and that is why we're here today. As you can see, there are a lot of Nigerians who are protesting about the killing of families, people who are determined to tear the country apart violently, and it is not something that we support. It is not something that we would like to see continue, and we are here today to send a clear message to the Nigerian government through the High Commissioner that what is happening in the country is unacceptable and we cannot accept it. If that continues, it will lead to the violent situation of the country. There will be no more Nigeria for anyone to go to. There will be no Nigeria for anyone to refer to. In fact, what is happening in Somalia today will be like a tea party. So we cannot allow this nonsense to continue. Something has to be done. And the consequences of the actions of terrorism in Nigeria must be driven home to the people, so that even the terrorists themselves will be able to understand that there is no mandate in that government. The only thing they can accomplish is the breakup of Nigeria. If they think that they can power people, if they think they can force people to be coerced into a religion which is not theirs, then they are clearly mistaken. We are asking for peace. We are asking for people to get together. We are asking for everybody who loves Nigeria, who is associated with that country, to please prevail upon terrorism in Nigeria so we can bring it to an end. That is why a multitude of Nigerians are gathered here today. Those of us in the UK are determined to work with the government for peace. We are determined to work with the international community for peace. The one thing we cannot stomach is a repeat of 1966. What is happening today in Nigeria was the reason why Nigeria fought a bitter civil war for 3 years between 1967 and 1970. If this continues, there will be another civil war in Nigeria. And this time around, no place will be safe in Nigeria. This time around, nobody will be safe in Nigeria. So it is imperative that everybody who has the interest of the country at heart acts now and immediately to stop this nonsense from continuing.
So, guys, that is the broadcast. That scene you guys just saw now is the broadcast they played in court today of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in London. The particular broadcast that made them to arrest him, saying that what he did in London is very bad. And that broadcast was actually talking about Boko Haram. So after they finished playing the video in court, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now said to his interviewer, he said, "You people are the custodians of the law. Yet you are the ones breaking the law. This is the third time I am making statements without my lawyer. The law says I am entitled to a lawyer, but you have consistently denied me one. Record me and let the whole world hear it that I'm making yet another statement without my lawyer. Then he went on further saying, even if you point a gun at me, I will still say the truth. I was the first person to organize a rally against Boko Haram in London in 2007. You have denied me access to my lawyer. You are no more a law enforcement agent. You're a lawbreaker. That was when they played the video of Nnamdi Kanu in London in 2007, where he made a rally against Boko Haram. And I'm sure you guys in that video, you guys heard where he was saying, fight Boko Haram, fight Boko Haram. And this was actually what the reason they arrested him and said that he was a terrorist. And it is actually very bad, because the way I'm looking at it now, what Nigeria want to do is that they want to try and intimidate the Biafran people. That is what they are trying to do. They're looking for every possible means they're going to use and intimidate Biafra. And Nnamdi Kanu has a clear evidence. Like, he's digging more holes and finding, like, these people are digging, trying to dig out points like they're going to use against Nnamdi Kanu, but they just keep finding out nothing. And Nnamdi Kanu's evidence is so true. It's so true. He went as far as saying that even if you point a gun at me, it will not stop him from saying the truth. He has already told you that Nigeria is a zoo. Nigeria is a zoo country. That it's only animals that are always living in the zoo, because the way Nigeria is going is only animals that fool Nigeria. People are no longer using their senses again. People don't know what the law is all about again. And the DSS, they're just looking for every possible means, to intentionally destroy Nnamdi Kanu. Like, they just want to destroy Nnamdi Kanu. They have forgotten that Nnamdi Kanu is a nation on his own. That if anything, I feel that the problem, because if you look at what was going on in DSS custody, these people really tortured Nnamdi Kanu, but they have forgotten that Nnamdi Kanu is a nation. That if they touch that man, war can start in Nigeria. Maybe the third war can even start in Nigeria if they touch that man. Because the people, when I tell you that Nnamdi Kanu is a nation, you have to believe it. You have to believe it. That man is a nation on his own. And if you really take a look at what really happened in court today, because if you take a look at what happened in court today, when the prosecution and defense team appeared, then the prosecution team had to announce its appearance, and the defense team, and it was actually led by senior advocate of Nigeria, that's Chief Kanu Agabi, also informed the court of their readiness to proceed, but both sides agreed to continue with the day's business as the cross-examination of the prosecution third witness. Then, according to what happened, they say witness PW treated as Mr. CCC takes the stand led into the witness box behind the screen for protection, and the third prosecution witness, Mr. CCC, swore an oath and began his testimony. Then this was now when he was saying, the same person that was saying he has worked for JSF for 27 years, everything they are asking him there, he's saying he's not aware. How can you not be aware when you've worked with DSS for 27 years? So this is what he said. He said, I work with the DSS. He told the court, I have served for 27 years. I know the defendant, Nnamdi Kanu. He's the founder and leader of IPOP, which is classified as a terrorist organization. He also founded Radio Biafra, through which he often incited violence. Mr. CCC narrated that he first encountered Kanu in 2015 after his arrest. Then he went on further saying, I was assigned to interrogate him, and I did so in the presence of 3 other officers. I informed him that his interview will be recorded, and he agreed to both audio-visual and written statements. The video interview took place on October 21st, that's 2015, while this written statement was obtained on October 23rd, 2015. The prosecution then presented both the video recording and the written statement to the witness for identification. He confirmed them as authentic, and that was when the defense raises objection. Claim statement was made under duress. This was when the defense team now said that objection, that what Nnamdi Kanu, the statement he made, was made under duress. It was made under pressure. So at this point, the defense interjected. Chief Kanu Agabi's team claimed that the statement presented by the prosecution was obtained under duress, and the defense team said, my lord, our client says he was coerced. He made that statement under pressure. And the judge said, are you suggesting that all 3 statements were made involuntarily? Can you prove it? Otherwise, this court will have to conduct a trial within trial to determine the voluntariness of this statement. The judge then directed that the defendant write down the specific reasons why he considered the statement involuntarily. Then a sheet of paper was now handed to Nnamdi Kanu, and after a short moment, Paul Erokoro, senior advocate of Nigeria, read the note aloud, and the defendant's written note. And this was what Nnamdi Kanu wrote. He said, I requested for my lawyer, and the DSS refused. The man in the dock was not the one who interviewed me. It was a certain man, Mr. Brown, sought Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and this is the same Mr. Brown that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said threatened him. So he went on saying, I was kept in a dungeon with only 1 hour of airtime. Mr. Brown told me if I did not write what they wanted, I would lose that hour. Do you guys now understand where this is coming from? Now, he said that Mr. Brown threatened him that if he did not write the statement in their favor, he's going to lose that 1 hour. He's going to lose that hour. In the sense that they told him that he has only 1 hour of airtime. And if he doesn't write the statement in their favor, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to lose it. Then he went on saying, I was bleeding from the nose. I wrote some things under pressure. Then the prosecution responds, he was never beaten. And the prosecution refuted the claims and he said, prosecution, he was not beaten or threatened. He gave those statements willingly to establish this. The court reclassified the same witness as Mr. CCC as PW1 TAA for the purpose of the trial within trial. Then the cross-examination during the trial within trial, the prosecution proceeded to examine PW1 TAA and the prosecution said, do you know the defendant? That PW1 TAA said, yes, he's the leader of IPOP. And the prosecution said, do you know anyone named Mr. Brown? And PW1TA said, I don't recall that name. I conducted the interview with 2 other colleagues, James Ibrahim and Collins. And me, I'm wondering if he said that he doesn't know who Mr. Brown is. But Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it was Mr. Brown that interviewed him. And it's also the same Mr. Brown that said that if he doesn't write the statements in favor of them, he's going to lose the 1 hour airtime that he has. So the prosecution went on further saying the defendant requested a lawyer during the interrogation, and the PW1TAA said he did not ask me for one. He only said he needed to rest, and the prosecution said he was in solitary confinement, and PW1TAA said I'm not aware of that. In fact, in the video, he was given bottled water, not even sachet water. So I'm surprised by these claims. And the prosecution went on further saying, did he complain of ill health? And the PW1 TAA said, I'm not a doctor, but he didn't say anything about being sick. And the prosecution went on further saying, did you force him or put words in his mouth? And the PW1 TAA said, not at all. He made the statement willingly and even seemed relaxed. And the prosecution said, do you instruct him to write anything about former President Jonathan? And the PW1TAA said, no, my lord, that's not true. And we have the video to prove that. And the prosecution went off further, said, may we play the video, my lord? And the judge said, not yet. This is still a trial within trial. Let us stay within the process. And many Nigerians have been asking questions that, what is this witness even talking about? Like, what is he saying? They asked him, were you aware? Do you know anybody called Mr. Brown? And he said he's not aware. This is someone who said he has served in 7 years in DSS, is not aware of who Mr. Brown is. And according to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, it was Mr. Brown that threatened him that if he doesn't write that statement in favor of them, that they're going to take away his 1 air time. And I'm sure you guys really understand what that means, because I showed you guys a video of what they really did to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and what the threats, what they wanted to do to him, like what they wanted to do to him by covering his face and trying to do make sure that he doesn't breathe. And I think that's what caused Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be bleeding like that. That was exactly what happened. Like, I'm telling you guys the honest truth that what DSS people are trying to do is they're looking for every possible means to bring this man down. But the question is, how much were they paid to come and testify, if to come and do a false witness against this man? How much was that they paid to these people to do a false witness about an innocent man? They don't even care. After everything that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the way he has been in detention for 6 years, they don't care. And all of a sudden, the defense team is asking the witness, are you aware that they have an underground cell in the DSS office? And he said no, that he's not aware. If you're not aware, then how come you've served there for 27 years? All lies, all blatant lies. Everything they're saying there is all, everything the witness is saying there is all lies. You see the reason why I'm telling you guys that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was not going to rest until he gains this Biafra. He's not going to rest. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a freedom fighter, just like Nelson Mandela and Ibrahim Traoré, the president of Burkina Faso. He's just like them. And this kind of people, like, they must surely get freedom. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is someone who has already promised to give his life in to make sure that Nigerians get freedom, and he's working towards it. Like, he is working towards it. These people went as far as playing his former broadcast in court, where he was in 2007, where he was talking about Boko Haram, and exactly everything he talked about Boko Haram is not what we are seeing in Nigeria today. Fulani terrorists has finished us, like they have dealt with us. And this was, many Nigerians are now reacting to what was going on. And let us take a look at what Kenneth Okonkwo's reaction said, what he really said about Nnamdi Kanu. And I'm going
has not done anything that other people from other zones have not done. We know about Sunday Igboho, of the Yoruba nation agitator. We know of the Boko Haram people that say they want a different country where Western education is an abomination. These people have been released. Not just that they have been released. In the case of Boko Haram, they've been re-assimilated to the society, given plum jobs, even in our military. They've been given money and been resuscitated, reconciled, and rehabilitated. Why is Nnamdi Kanu's case different? There is an ethnic and some unnecessary bias that is keeping that man in jail. The government should be wise enough to release this man. You can use the Julian Assange option. If you don't want to say you are losing face, you can release him conditionally. You can release him unconditionally. As a lawyer, I've watched the legal issues very clearly. And I saw that even in the courts, from the High Court to the Supreme Court, there are discordant tones amongst them. Even in the issue of bail, some of the tier of the courts are granted him bail. Even in the issue of the charges, some tier of the court had quashed all the charges. So you can see that the government has a lot of places it can stand to release the young man and bring peace to the southeast. He is now more like a political prisoner. I tell you something, the longer Nnamdi Kanu is in prison, the taller he becomes, and the shorter the government becomes. They should take the intelligent way out of this and release him like they did to other people. Rehabilitate him and reconcile him as they are reconciling Southeast completely to the nation.
I'm sure you guys heard what Kenneth Okonkwo said about Nnamdi Kanu's trial. The way he said that the way that keeping that man in detention doesn't make sense, because they cannot release other freedom fighters and still not want to release Nnamdi Kanu. This is actually so bad. This is very, very bad. Many people have been reacting to what is going on. Now, guys, I want you guys to just actually take a look at this video of where this man was seen talking about the Igbos, as well as what these people were saying about the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, because of how the Interpol, how they collaborated to bring him from Kenya to Nigeria. So guys, take a look at this.
Concerning Interpol, they are saying they did not participate in the rendition of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya in 2021. And that particular denial was given by the Vice President of Interpol Africa, Garba Umar, during a television interview, specifically on News Central Television. What's your take on that? So if Interpol was not involved, then who did?
That will tell you the way they are looking at Nigeria. You know, all these lies is an embarrassment on his own.
No. Who is lying? Wait, Barrister, I want to clarify something. Who is lying? Interpol or the Nigerian government? The Nigerian government said it was in collaboration with Interpol.
Interpol, in fact, 110% right. If Interpol were to be involved, they will tell you. They will be the ones to even hand over Nnamdi Kanu to the Nigerian government. They were never involved. But they wanted you to look as if they carried that system follow due process. Remember, that was one of the reasons why the United Nations was angry with the Buhari government. They wrote a letter concerning that revision. And that is one of the reasons our courts here have condemned it. So they are not trying to make it look good. That what they did was all right, that they followed due process. That's why they are lying all over the place.
So if Interpol...
But the people have come to clarify themselves, because if you tarnish their image, that's a criminal offense.
But there is something...
If they do not clarify themselves, Interpol will not look like a rogue organization.
There is something that Umar...
When Buhari started his agenda, Nnamdi Kanu was the first person that pointed it out. He was the first person that told told Nigerians, had alerted Nigerians to what is coming. Nobody believed him until eventually Buhari now exposed himself, and you started seeing Nigerians now providing their own security, from Amateku to Ebubago that never was in Imo State and all the rest of them. It was under this word that you saw all these terrorists. Nnamdi Kanu alerted us. Go and check. It was this revelation that angered Buhari. That was why he started his ESN in the southeast, to protect the Igbos. So it was not easy, because the first place of call would have been in the southeast. That Buhari felt that we are too stubborn, that he's going to deal with us another. Nnamdi Kanu took preemptive steps to protect the Igbos in the southeast. So this thing angered Buhari, because they were not easy to penetrate as they planned. That was why they put him in cooler and they use those of them. Ask yourself, what is that thing that is so special in him?
But evil will come back to haunt you. All of you never knew that IPOB and this Biafra movement was for your liberation. Some of you saw maybe the oil and gas from Biafra land. If they go now, we'll have access to oil and gas. In the process of having your eyes fixated on oil and gas, your forest is gone. Do you understand it? There is nothing more precious in life than freedom. Freedom is very important. And I need you to understand this very morning. Every Yoruba person supporting Fulani, you are setting up yourself to become like the Hausa people. Remember when Hausa was supporting Fulani? We are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Where are the Hausa people today? I ask you. Where are those Hausa people today? Do you see them anymore? They're saying we are Hausa Fulani, we are Hausa Fulani. Do you see them again today? Do you see them? I'm asking you. No, because Fulani have completely overwhelmed them. It's called emasculation. Completely emasculated them. Look at what they're doing in the East. In the East, they come to the East, they will tell you, oh, you want to be the president or vice? Yeah. They say, give us land for Ruga. They give them land. As Oju Zokadu did at Lok Banta. They have taken it over in forever and ever. Give us land in your state. Hope of them prove to us that you are stood to give us land in Olu. Hope of them give them land in Olu. We can go and kill people in Obibo. We can kill for them. How many Fulani governors are prepared to kill bandits? I didn't say normal people. I'm talking about armed, dangerous bandits. How many Fulani governors? Go and read your newspapers, you will see it there. Fulani governors are negotiating with them, giving them arms, giving them vehicles, making sure that their life is no longer a misery. But see, they come down to the south. They tell you, give us land for Ruga. Go and kill your people to prove to us that you're one Nigerian. That was why Obioso was talking rubbish. Was yesterday or 2 days ago. Supported by the BBC. The problem you people have in Nigeria is this. Your journalists, you see people, Punch newspaper, Tribune, Vanguard, and Nation, they are your second worst enemies. I'm telling you the truth. They can never ever be objective in their reportage. Never ever. That's why all of you are suffering. But you don't know it. They were the same people used to scuttle the NSAS protest. Of course, some of you went about looking for Indomie in warehouses. Typical black people. Any revolution that is coming now, you must stand very firm. They'll say, oh, you're Igbo. Oh, you're Yoruba. Oh, you're from Urobo. Don't join them. It's our turn in 2023. If you do this, you will scuttle our chances of becoming the president in 2023. Ask yourself, all of them that have been president from time immemorial, what benefit has it brought to you as a human being? Absolutely nothing. So you have nothing to lose. Absolutely nothing to lose. You look at them now, how they have now descended on Yoruba people, asking them to concede, give us your forest, we must graze, we must do this, we must do that. And slowly before your eyes, they are giving in, they are capitulating, they are allowing them to get, if you don't give it to us, Tinubu will not be president in 2023. Tinubu won't be the president. That's what I'm saying to you. And foolishly you will agree and hand over your land to them. And once they take your land over from you, look at Hausa. Because there is a saying where we come from. If you want to know what your life is going to become in the future, look at Hausa people. If you want to understand appreciate, I will say, the life that you are about to bequeath to your children and grandchildren, look at Hausa people. Is there any Hausa governor today? Is there any Hausa emir? Is there land though? Katsina is the Hausa land. Kanu is Hausa land. Sokoto is Hausa land. The Hausa people own it, indigenous to those areas. I'm asking you this question. Is there any Hausa man who's an emir in the north? The answer is no. Something's going to happen to you. If you don't rise up now to break, I'm not even asking people to break this rule. Demand for what rightfully belongs to you, your freedom. The freedom to decide. The freedom to write a constitution if you prefer. The freedom to live with whoever you want to live with. That is what we're asking for. But most people misunderstood what we are saying. And today, almost Fulani can control you however they like. Once they announce it, Yoruba newspapers very foolishly and stupidly will support them because they want Tinubu as the president. And you are all dying every blessed day. You are all dying every day. Had you people risen up to say that what is happening in Nigeria is bad, there is no way that Fashoranti's daughter will not be alive today. That is the price you pay for duplicity. That is the price you pay for treachery. That is the price you will continue to pay until you rise up and say, enough is enough. It is up to you to do it. You did it during NSAS. You can do it again. Can you imagine Fulani people telling you, if you remove Fulanis from Yoruba forest, imagine Fulani telling you, if you remove them from your ancestral lands, there will be war. And you are panicking. And you have not asked yourself, why are they not saying something about the East? Why did they not say to Eastern Security Network? Why did they not say to me, if you don't stop evacuating Fulani terrorists from the forest, there will be war? Because they know, they understand psychologically that you don't have what it takes to resist them. Do you know why Borno State is still alive? Why you still have the Kanuri people in Borno today? Was because they resisted the Fulani centuries ago. You have to go back to history to understand how Nigeria came into existence. Fulani has been expanding from day one, from Senegambia. All the way from Senegambia, they've been expanding, and now they are in Okigwe. All the way from Senegambia. They are now in Okigwe. And you're asking us to somehow fold our hands and keep quiet because of 2023, because one idiot is going to come out to become a president, because of that rubbish, because of that nonsensical notion, we should fold our hands and wait until we are overrun by the Janjaweed from the Sahel. Is that how reasonable people think? Is that how people that wish to survive as a race, is that how they reason? It is very, very shocking that some of you do not understand what the Fulanis have in store for you. Very, very soon it is going to happen. And when it happens, your eyes will clear. And about whom you will see it very clearly. I was warning you. In 2014, 2015, 2016, they said he's a warmonger. He's a warmongering. I went to America and I told World Igbo Congress that this war you are boarding is going to come to your villages. They said, no, it's not going to happen. What is happening today? When Yoruba was supporting the dead idiot called Buhari, did I not warn them that this evil you're supporting will consume you? They never listened. They never wanted to listen. IPOB is a terrorist group. You're trying to divide Nigeria. But Mietiala is not. People that you are calling bandits, have you heard anybody come out to say, please Buhari, since presidency is there defending terrorists in the forest, why don't you proscribe them? No, you cannot proscribe a Fulani group. Never. And all of you, we are supporting evil. When there is the proscribed IPOB, proscribed indigenous people of Biafra. These are Yoruba journalists writing junk. Every day they keep writing rubbish. But their land is under siege. Their land is under siege. And the Fulani will take it. It doesn't take time. So I am here today to encourage them that they must stand tall and be very strong, resolute. That is what Fulani does. They control the media. They have well-paid consultants all over the world doing their bidding for them. They have that woman at UN trying to lobby the world that everything is okay in the zoo called Nigeria. But you and I know that the zoo is not okay. You and I know the game plan of the Fulani. And what are you doing about it? Nothing. Every day you read, you lament, you complain. Every day you read, you lament. And that's all you do.
That is all you do. You read, you lament, you complain, you do nothing about it. Your lives are being taken away from you. Your forests are being occupied. Your mothers are being raped. Your daughters are being abducted. And the whole national government, presidency, is supporting such people. And you're telling me that Nigeria is viably sustainable. Is that what you're telling me? That somehow this contraption is sustainable, it is viable. It can never be. Because the more you stay in one Nigeria, the more you are inviting the Fulanis to take over your ancestral lands, take over your villages, and to make life a misery for you. That is the end game. That is the outcome. If you doubt me, go and do a bit of research. Ask yourself, who are the Hausa people? Who are the Nupe people? Who are the Bachama people? All of these people were steamrolled by the Fulani march to the Atlantic Ocean. And now they're in Yoruba land. They're in their forests. They are in their forests. And who's going to drive them away from there? It's not the Yoruba youths. Forget about your useless governors. Your elders are very strong. I love Yoruba elders. The way they behave, the way they talk. Very, very strong. They say they support Akeredolu. There's the governor of Ondo State. They support him in what he's doing. People must come out to say that enough is enough. When you travel to the north, do you live in the forest in the north? The Igbo people in Sabongeri in Kanu, are they living of course it's Hausa land, are they living in the forest? They came to the town, they work very hard, they build houses, they build mansions, they develop the entire place. Is that not what they do? What are Fulani people doing in our forest? Nobody can answer that question. They say that they're pastoralists. I want some of you who have had your breakfast this morning, please go to your fridge or go to where you keep your beverages and you will see pig milk. Pig. Some of us were raised on pig milk. For how many years now? And you keep asking yourself, what is pig milk? Pig milk is mineralized. The same milk that the cows produce in Holland can be produced in the zoo. Tell me the country in the world aspiring to be a member of the UN Security Council where you move cattle from place to place. Are you people well at all? You so-called Nigerians, are you normal in the brain? I'm asking you a simple question. Show me a country that aspires to be in the 21st century moving cattle from place to place. Tell me they're grazing. Which country is that? Please tell me. All of you don't have any shame. When you have people, an entire presidency coming out to defend a very primitive, archaic agricultural practice, then you know you embrace serious mess. You are in one almighty trouble, I'm telling you. People are in a mess. The Holland that you get your pig milk from, do they move cattle from Rotterdam to Amsterdam? I'm asking you a simple question. But they produce the pig milk that you're drinking every blessed day. Why can't Fulani produce pig milk in Sokoto? Why can't they produce carnation milk in Kanu? They have the cattle. Before the white man came, did you see any Fulani in your forest? All these people talking rubbish about movement of cattle and movement of... I'm asking you, before Britain came and handed over Nigeria to Fulani, ask your grandfathers, please, or your grandmothers. Ask them. All this nonsense we are hearing today in this so-called one, I want to tell you the dangers of one Nigeria. All this nonsense you're hearing today about one Nigeria, Fulani in our forest, Fulani in our village. Before the white man came, did you see Fulani moving their cattle all over the place? Did we not have meat to eat? They will answer these questions for you. Because sometimes in Africa we don't reason very well. The way we reason is jaundiced, it is disjointed. I can't understand for the life of me why instead of them to waste all that money arming and equipping this Janjaweed army Mijetiala to come and conquer you and I, why don't they open a milk factory somewhere in the north and bring the milk down south? I'm sure Southerners will buy it. After all, pig milk comes all the way from Holland. Pig milk all the way from Holland. Now you understand it. Because of the way you people reason. Why can't you produce, is it difficult to produce milk? The same milk that comes out naturally from the udder of the cow. Why can't you put it, can it somewhere, pasteurize it, and send it to people to eat, to drink, or to do whatever with? All over the world, that is what is happening. In fact, they produce so much milk in Europe that they pour it away. Why can't you do the same thing? A whole president claiming they are in the 21st century are supporting a very primitive practice of moving cattle from place to... All of you, you're not ashamed of yourselves. You have no shame. As somebody will say, your shame is shaming me. I'm telling you, you people from the zoo, I'm ashamed of your ignorance and stupidity. You people are hopeless, completely hopeless. One day I want you to come and say, we are intellectuals. And you're moving cattle from Kafanchan to Ahoda. You are intellectuals. You are intellectualizing. You are in the 21st century, you are moving cattle, driving cattle, Nama, from over 3.
Hi, I'm your buddy, Dr. John Isebuhi. I want everyone to listen very well. Without the Igbos, Nigeria is going nowhere. If you have empirical evidence that is stronger or better than what I want to say, please present it. After the Civil War, I learned that each Igbo man was given 20 pounds. Now I want to ask you a question. When you go to Igbo land, is it 20 pounds worth of houses or architectural designs that you see there? So when you are against people, you need to ask yourself a question. Are these the people that can be defeated? Nigeria has set up a system, a systemic that works against tribes that they feel are not big enough, or tribes that can reinvent or bring a level of innovation to the ecosystem of the nation. And one of those tribes is the Igbo tribe. Why is Kanu still in jail? Because the system wants him to be in jail. Some people feel this guy, if we leave him, he's going to cost us the free money that we get from the system. Now that you have heard Kanu and you have heard Simeon Ekpa, has insecurity abated? The answer is no. Now look at the last JAMB exam. A whole tribe, the 5 states, they said it was a computer glitch. Ask me which tribe would take that. I'm from Edo State. And if that had happened to Edo State, I will speak out. But as a child of God, anywhere there is injustice, it behoves on me to come out and speak the truth. Why will you just a whole tribe, you said, to the computer glitch? Nigeria, this wickedness too much. What you guys have to understand is this. God is always on the side of the oppressed. And until Nigeria learn to integrate the Igbos, we are going nowhere. I have done statistics of all the black tribes in the world. Listen to me. If there is one tribe that would drive the revival or the economic revival of the black race, it is the Igbo man. Take them anywhere, they succeed. In the deepest of villages in Nigeria, they succeed. Does that not tell you something, that these are not people you should keep oppressing? Almost the youngest billionaires in Nigeria, they are Igbos. The richest tribe in Nigeria are the Igbos. I don't care what anybody say. I mean, the data is here. Most of the billionaires in other tribes, they are elders, 60s in their 70s. Look at Igbo, young boys, what they are doing. And we think we can just cut them off. We are making our journey to freedom very difficult. And I want to tell Nigeria, find a way to integrate the Igbos. I know the Igbos, they have their problems because they easily said themselves, you give any of the money, some of them, they said they are brothers. But let me tell you, Igbos, if you know who you are, you will not bow. there is something unique about you guys. I doff my heart for you guys because what you guys have passed through, you are still thriving. No tribe will pass through. Every tribe in Nigeria fight for positions. But they cut you guys out of political platforms. But yet, you are able to reinvent yourself. If you know who you are, you know that God has given you the scepter to liberate the black man out of the quagmire of economic doctrine. Please, Igbo man, stop loving money and start loving yourself. Because what is in your hand is not in the hand of any tribe. I stand to be corrected. God bless you.
And all of them is Igbo. We have many successful people in this country, and all of them is Igbo. That's to show you that Igbo people are really blessed. Like, they are really blessed. So you see Nnamdi Kanu's trial, they know who Nnamdi Kanu is. They know that once they release Nnamdi Kanu, it's going to be over for Nigeria, because you know what? Biafra is going to happen, and Igbo people will have their own nation. So they already know that this kind of thing is going to happen. That's why you see they're trying to restrict his freedom, because many Nigerians are there asking, what is the difference between Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Igboho? What's the difference between Nnamdi Kanu and Metu Alali? In fact, I feel that Metu Alali self, who is the Fulani, that is the worst self, because he created a group also to protect Fulani terrorists who are buying people. So he was the worst. But when Tinubu came into power, Tinubu released him. And now this man, Nnamdi Kanu, who was not even found with gun or hard drugs or anything bad, still they keep on detaining him. They have listened to all his broadcasts, every broadcast that Nnamdi Kanu made. They didn't find something offensive that they can use against him, and this is how they keep torturing this man. The worst is that Nnamdi Kanu had to confess to them that DSS never allowed him to see his lawyers. They were always denying him to see his lawyers. Not only that, they were also denying him water to drink. They went as far as denying this man. They told him that if he doesn't, they had to put him under pressure, telling him to write a statement, that he must write the statement in favor of them, that if he doesn't write it in favor of them, that they're going to make sure that they collect the 1 hour time that they have for him. Like, this is really, really bad. It's so bad that they had to do this to Nnamdi Kanu. This to show you how evil that these people are. The DSS are very evil, and their plot is to bring Nnamdi Kanu down, but they have forgotten that Chukwu Okike Abiama is with this man and will continue to be with him. That is one thing that they don't know. Many people have stayed reacting to what is going on in Nigeria. Even when these DSS people went as well as trying to link Nnamdi Kanu to the death of Ahmed Gulag, but thank God that Hope Uzodinma had to confess and say that what happened there was not IPOB and it was not Nnamdi Kanu. Guys, take a look at what he said.
If anybody tells you that IPOB is the one killing people in Olu zone, it is not correct. Wicked politicians are sponsoring the killings in Olu. Last week in Oberuru, the APC ward chairman was killed in his house. The APC secretary was killed in his house. APC woman leader was killed in his house. I have cross-checked since the inception of this banditry. Not one PDP man has died.
So guys, you guys heard what Hope Uzodinma said here, that everything I said is a political something. It is not IPOB or anything. He went as well as also revealing it in another interview.
State Governor Hope Uzodinma, who described the death of former special advisor to ex-president Goodluck Jonathan, Ahmed Gulag, as devastating. Addressing Government House correspondent in Owerri, Governor Uzodinma said those involved in such callous and barbaric act must be brought to justice. According to him, Mr. Gulag was in Owerri for a national assignment and was gruesomely murdered on his way to the Sam Bakwe Cargo Airport. He also used the occasion to dispel rumors making rounds that his convoy was attacked.
Was in Imo State for a national assignment. He came to Owerri with the Senate Committee on Constitutional Amendment. Someone must have trailed him from his hotel to the airport. That is exactly why this gruesome murder appears to be a clear case of political assassination. Let me make it very clear that everything will be done by security agencies to find those who murdered Gulak.
So, guys, I'm sure you guys heard what Hope Uzodinma said. He said, I want to make it clear to you guys that the people who murdered Ahmed Gulak is not IPOB, it is a political assassination. So they actually know themselves. They know people who murdered him and they don't really want to talk. That's one thing with Nigeria. So they have tried to see if they're going to use it and intimidate Nnamdi Kanu, because all the plans of Nigeria is that they want to intimidate Biafra, which is not going to happen, which is not going to work. They're trying all their possible means to intimidate this man, Nnamdi Kanu. They want to just bring him down at every point. In fact, that if they're looking for how to even throw him in jail, that is just their plan. How they're going to put this man in jail, because they feel that if they put him in jail, he will not have the mouth to talk again or to cast these evil politicians in Nigeria. They all know themselves. Like, you see, if this country is a total mess, just like Nnamdi Kanu will say, this country is a zoo. The insecurity in our land is stopping day by day. Different things are happening on a daily basis in Nigeria. And many people are saying that only Nnamdi Kanu can save Nigeria. He is the savior. That what thing that people don't understand is that Nnamdi Kanu is determined to save Nigeria. Take a look at things going on daily basis, like the whole insecurity. Today you hear about kidnapping, today you hear about different type of thing. Today you hear that the Fulani terrorists invaded Taraba State. Today you hear that the Fulani terrorists invaded Plateau State. All these things. And many people are saying that we need to end insecurity. We need to end bad governance. And many people are still lamenting that Nnamdi Kanu is the only person in the rightful position to do all these things. And they know that once Nnamdi Kanu come out, he's going to stop the insecurity. That's why you see they just keep keeping that man in detention. They know what the man can do. That's why you see they're just keeping him in detention. You know that once Nnamdi Kanu comes out, it's over for this so-called one Nigeria that I've been talking about. You know that once the man step out, is the end of this so-called one Nigeria, because the Nigerian politics, the Nigerian government are using this so-called one Nigeria to be benefiting a whole lot from this so-called one Nigeria. I'm telling you guys honestly, they're benefiting something from it, which the citizens are not even benefiting anything at all. And Nnamdi Kanu went on for that to say that the Fulani people should never accept, the Hausa people should never accept Fulani. They are not one people, they are not one. But the Hausa people still did not agree and they accommodated Fulani. Now today they are crying that Fulani people have invaded their lands. Like, take a look at what is going on in Nigeria. A whole lot is going on, my people. And Nnamdi Kanu is the only person who can vindicate and release Nigeria from the hands of these evil politicians. Because a lot of people have said we need a revolution, and a revolution needs to start now, or else the things that's going on in this country will keep on going on and multiplying in different cases. Anyway, guys, that's all we have for today. Let me know your thoughts below, and also don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu is going to appear in court 29th May 2025, which is tomorrow by 12 noon. And also, I'm going to be keeping you guys updated of what is going to be going on in court tomorrow morning. I'm going to be keeping you guys updated. And also, if you know you're new to this channel, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, like and share. And also, don't forget to turn on the notification button to get all the latest news on this channel about Nnamdi Kanu and any other updates. So, guys, if you know you're also new to this channel, please don't forget to click subscribe and share. So, guys, thanks for watching and see you guys in my next live section.